Sajidula Hari Kirtana Me Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Kia Pardole Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Kia Pardole Aira Pita Patamara Shove Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me Nupura Runu Charanana Bolo Dundera Lala Satiru Lala Nagata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Dundera Lala Satiru Lala Nagata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Radha Krishna Ekatanu He Nirvana Maje Pansi Bajave Ekatanu He Nirvana Maje Pansi Bajave Vissarupa Ki Prabhuji Sahi Aata Prakatahi Nariya Me Vissarupa Ki Bolo Sundara Lala Satiru Lala Nagata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Koi gavata hai Radha Krishna naam Koi gavata hai Hari Guna Gaam Radha Krishna naam Koi gavata Mridanga Tala Madhura Rasala Bajata hai koi Rangana mein Mridanga Tala Madhura Rasala Bajata hai koi Rangana Bolo Sundara Lala Satiru Lala Nagata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Satiru Lala Nagata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Gaur Sundar Hari Hari O Sundar Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan Me. So 500 years ago when Lord Chaitanya appeared, he was very, very beautiful, Sundar. But he was not Sham Sundar like we have in Vrindavan. He was Gaur Sundar. And in Braj, when we went to talk about a little boy, then we'll say Lala. Oh Lala, come here Lala, Aja Lala. We want to talk about a little girl, then we say, oh Lali, Aja Lali, come here Lali. So he was a very beautiful boy. And whose boy was he? So we call him Sachinandan or Sachidulala. Sundarala, Sachidulala, Nachata. he was always dancing. And where was he dancing? In the Hilton Hotel. In a disco dance club.
In that
Sri Hari Kirti recommended process, chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So I was thinking, remembering this morning, very beautiful pastime that Jamuna Mataji told me. Because we all know Jamuna, one of the very first disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who did so much service. And every day we listen to her singing the...
Close? Yeah. Close that, okay.
Well, it keeps going in and out. So, we listen to her every day at Darshanartik singing the Govinda prayers. So she told me one time, because they were in the very beginning, before Krishna Balaram temple was there, they were overseeing the construction, as a matter of fact, she and her husband, Guru Das. In those days it was very austere. There wasn't, nobody had an AC. The water was, made your belly upside down, dilly belly. There wasn't any bottled water around. We all stay alive, we drank limca. If anybody remembers limca. One time Prabhupada was sitting with all the sannyasis and he ordered somebody to bring limca for everyone. And Prabhupada smiled seeing them all drinking and he said, almost as good as your 7 o'clock. So anyway, Prabhupada was coming there to Vrindavan. That time he was staying at Radha Damodar temple in his rooms there. How many people have seen Prabhupada's rooms in Radha Damodar? Almost everyone. Very simple rooms. So she went to the Brijvasis and asked them, what's the best way to make rotis? So they told her, you have to get, I can't remember the name, it was some sort of red Punjabi wheat berry. He said, in the morning you get it ground and you cook it with neem wood. Those are the best. So Prabhupada came, she didn't say a word to Prabhupada, but when it was time for lunch, she brought in the prasad and then she ran out and made a roti real quick and she brought it to Prabhupada. And he took off a piece and took some sabji and he took a bite. And then he smiled at her and he said, this is the red Punjabi wheat berry. You ground it this morning and you cooked it with neem wood. Just by the taste, Prabhupada could understand. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I was thinking about where to go today, so I think there's a bit, we were just in Gokul the other day, talking about Krishna's appearance. And shortly, I guess he was quite young. I can't remember exact age. But in Mathura, there lived a very low caste lady. And in her youth, lost her husband, no one to take care of her. Somehow or other, she would go to the wholesale markets, get some fruits, and she would, lash some logs together, or some banana trees, and somehow get to the other side of the Jamuna. And she'd put all the fruits in her basket, and she'd go through the village selling her fruits. Kela, kela, banana, save, apple, save, apple, singara, garam, singara. Oh, that's not a fruit. Time pass ke liye pina, time pass. So she would go singing the names of her fruits. And as she wandered around the villages, she heard that there's some place called Gokul, and there's a wonderful man named Nanda Baba, And he has a very, very wonderful son. He's so beautiful, he will steal your heart. And they were describing him just like a monsoon cloud, lovely lotus petal eyes, curly black hair, so auspicious signs in his hands and feet. And the more she heard about him, the more she became attached. And she was always hoping that one day she would come to that village and get darshan of that son, of Nanda Maharaj. In fact, every day she would come, get her fruits, somehow get across the Jamuna, go from village to village, selling her fruits. And the more she heard about this boy, the more she became so attached that actually she was going through the villages and she thought she was calling out the names of her fruits. She was calling out the names of that son of Nanda Maharaj. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. She thought she was singing the names of her fruit, but she was singing the names of Nandalala. But somehow she never managed to find that particular village. One day, she was thinking, if I don't see that boy, then what is the use of my life? Just by hearing about him, she became so attached. Just by hearing. That's why we've called you here to Shamsundari, what? Shamsundari Radhika Mataji's house. Just so we can hear about Krishna and hopefully become a little more attached to him. She became so attached. If I don't see that boy, I'm going to give up my life. There's no use of go on living. So somehow she got her fruits. She found some old banana trees and tied them together, lashed them together. She got across the Jamuna. And somehow she managed to enter into the village of Gokul. And she was calling out the names of her fruits, or at least she thought she was calling out the names of her fruits. She was calling out the names of Nandalala. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So she became, or actually what happened was Nandalala, he was inside the palace. He heard someone calling his name. Now Prabhupada told us that when you chant Hare Krishna, Radha and Krishna go, oh, someone is singing our name. So Prabhupada explained, you have to chant with so much love that Radha and Krishna will say, oh, someone is singing our name with so much love. Let us go and see them. Let us go and see them. That is the secret. So Krishna heard that fruit lady singing the names of, and singing his names. So he ran to the door and he looked out, he saw the fruit ladies coming. And he saw that Nanda Baba, he never used money. In the old days, we used to trade. Actually, I read an article that money has only been invented since 2,000 years. This is 5,000 years ago. See, in the old days, we traded one another, and we cooperated with one another, and we helped one another like that. Now we've invented money, and I've got money, then I don't care about anybody else. So he went to the grain bin, and he put his tiny little hand in the grain bin, and he grabbed some grains. But he's just a little boy, he's not very expert at holding. Grains are falling out between his fingers here and there. He came to the door, and he put out his hand, only a few little grains are there. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. The fruit lady, she saw this beautiful blackish boy, like a fresh monsoon cloud, lovely lotus petal eyes, curly black hair, So sweet and so soft. Huh? Huh? And she put her baskets of fruits down and she said, Lala, what do you want? And she said, some fruit. And says, what do you have? And he showed her his hand, a few little grains. Huh? Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. She said, Lala, it doesn't matter. Whatever fruits you want, I will give you. And she began to put fruits into his arms. She put so much fruits in his arms, he could barely balance them. And he's just a little boy. He walks a little funny. He waddles like this, you know. So the last thing she saw was Nandalala was balancing all these fruits and waddling into the house like this. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
The lady wanted him to sit on your arm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He said, that's right. I haven't told this story for so long, I'm forgetting one part. I'm getting old now. Actually, she said, Lala, it doesn't matter. I will give you so many fruits. I will give you so many fruits. You just do one thing. You sit here in my lap and you look into my eyes and say, Maya. Huh? And Krishna, he looked up the street. He looked down the street. He looked all around. Of course, Krishna, he doesn't care about the caste or creed or color or anything of his devotee. But still, he's playing the part of the son of the king of Braj, Nanda Maharaj. What will people say if they see him sitting in this low-caste lady's lap? So he looked up the street. He looked down the street. He looked all around. Then he jumped into her lap. He looked into her eyes. And he said, Maya. Then he jumped out. And she was just seeing those two beautiful eyes, like two little black bumblebees. And she was hearing that sweet little voice again and again in her mind. Maya? She was just remembering. She gave him so much fruit, as we said. And he walked into the house. And she picked up her basket and she walked back to the bank of the Jamuna. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Suddenly she felt that her basket, she took out all the fruit, but the basket is feeling so heavy. Why is that? So she brought the fruit basket down and she looked. And diamonds, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, great big diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, gold and silver in her basket. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. But she was just remembering those two little beautiful eyes, lotus petal eyes, and that sweet little voice. And she said, what is the use of these things? And she threw the basket into the Jamuna. And she wandered down the bank of the Jamuna, just singing the names of Krishna. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. She was dancing just like a madwoman. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. No one ever saw that lady again. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Somebody found the body and threw it to the fire. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So maybe by the mercy of our gurus, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, by the mercy of the holy name, we'll also sing the holy name so sweetly that Krishna will come and look into our eyes. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Hare Krishna. This holy name is so powerful. And Mahaprabhu, it's not that he invented something. Just like nowadays it's very fancy, everybody invents their own religion. The way of this, the art of that, so many things they invent. But this is according to Guru Parampara, according to Shastra. Just like we know there's one verse, it's one of our favorite verses from Brihad Naradiya Purana. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama Kevalam. Kalu Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranitam. So this verse, 3 times it says Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama. And 3 times it says Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. So Prabhupada explains whenever there's repetition in the Shastra is meant to emphasize something. So 3 times singing the holy name, singing the holy name, singing the holy name. And then 3 times Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. Then somebody will say this is very, very narrow-minded. But actually this is very intelligent. Because there's couple of very secret words in this verse. He says, Kalua, in this Kali Yuga. Just like if we're sick, do we go to the medical store and say, I'm sick, give me some medicine? What medicine do you need? Oh, it's all nice medicine, give me some medicine. Do we do like that? No. First we go to the doctor, he finds out what is our disease, and then he tells us you need this particular type of medicine. So this first little tiny word is there, but it's very important. Kalua. There's many, many processes recommended in the Vedas, but we're all suffering from this disease of Kali Yuga. And this disease of Kali Yuga will be, the prescription is this Harinama, Harinama, Harinama. The prescription is to chant very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the prescription for this disease of Kali Yuga. The many nice processes are there. Still, just like, suppose, Lala, do you like medicine? You like medicine? No, little children, they don't like medicine. So what do? They put sugar all over it. So they'll take their medicine. But suppose I'm suffering from diabetes. Now this is a very nice medicine recommended by doctors, approved by the government, but for me it's poison. Nice medicine, but for me it's poison. So there may be so many recommended process, but in this Kali Yuga, this is the prescription. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this wonderful, simple process for this age of Kali. Not making it up, but this is according to Shastra. So there's another nice place if you go to Gokul, then you go down the ways a little ways. And you come to a very beautiful ghat called Brahmanda Ghat. So one time, Balaram and all the Kahar boys, they went to Mother Yasoda and they said, Lala's eating clay. So Mother Yasoda came there and And so, Lala, are you eating clay? Says, he was very clever. He said, Mainhi mitikayo. Now we can take it that Mainehi mitikayo, I definitely, or we can take it Mainehi mitikayo. Somebody sort of said that, why are all your friends accusing you? Balaram is accusing you? Well, today Balaram's side lost, so they're telling you all sorts of stories to get me in trouble. Mujhe fasane ke liye. Ye jhoot bata rahe. Acha, he said, Lala, then you open your mouth and let me see inside. So Lala, he opened his mouth, and Mother Yasoda looked inside, and because you probably guessed what this Leela was by the name of the god, Brahman, the god. She saw the whole Brahman, the sun, the moon, the stars, Saturn, Jupiter, earth, air, fire, water, ether, controller of the senses, object of the senses, all the senses, everything she saw within Krishna's mouth. This little tiny boy, she saw the whole universe inside his mouth. And even she saw herself. She's outside looking in. She saw herself inside Krishna's mouth. She saw Krishna inside. Krishna sitting on her lap, drinking milk from her breast. She saw this inside Krishna's mouth. And then she began to get so many philosophical thoughts and thinking so many heavily, so many things. Now Krishna, he relishes because in Braj, nobody loves Krishna because he's God. They all love him because he's so sweet. So he thought Mother Yasoda is going into this Aishvarya Bhav, seeing all these things within Krishna's mouth and thinking so many high philosophical things. So immediately expanded his Yogamaya potency. And she forgot everything and she just saw that her Lala was sitting there. Because this Braja Prem is very sweet. There's two types of Maya. One is Mahamaya. Mahamaya makes us go away from Krishna, makes us forget about Krishna. Just like there was one fellow in England named Stephen Hawking. He wrote so many books that God is a nonsense thing. Completely in Maya. So that Mahamaya takes us very far away. But Yogamaya draws us very closer. And in Braj, the relation with Krishna is based on Madhurya's sweetness, not an Aishvarya like in Vaikuntha. The cowherd boys, sometimes they're climbing on Krishna's shoulders. The climb on Krishna's shoulders means your feet will touch Krishna's body. But Krishna is relishing like anything. The cowherd boy is climbing on his back, he's carrying them around. He's climbing on the back of the cowherd boys. This Braj praying is very, very difficult to understand. But this is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he's given us this wonderful Braja Prem. So sweet. Even Brahmaji couldn't understand. One time, he saw all the cowherd boys were sitting down and taking their lunches. And Madhamangal, he would take a bite of his laddu and he would hand it to Krishna. So just see what nice laddu my Maya made for me. And Krishna would take a bite. Oh, you're a very nice laddu maker. So do they teach you that in the classes here in Kuwait? That you take a bite of your prasad and give it to your friend? Do they teach like that? No. But this is a special Braja Prem. And Krishna, he's taking bite, just like, suppose, we found the Pujari eating the Mangalartik sweets before Mangalartik. We'll get a stick and chase him out of the temple. And Krishna, he's taking bite of his laddu. He said, oh, just see what kind of laddu my Mayaya made. Like this is going on. So Brahma, he got confused. This is Bhagavan, or ye sab gwal ka bana hui Bhagavan? So, first of all, he decided to test. So he stole all the cows and calves, all the calves rather. All the calves were with Krishna. Because he's very small yet. And suddenly everyone looked, and they couldn't see the calves anymore. Where's all the calves go? Huh? And Krishna jumped up and he said, don't worry, I'll go find them. You sit here and take your lunch, I'll go find them. Huh? Can you imagine the Supreme Personality Godhead? Huh? He's going to let all the cowherd boys sit and take their lunch and go, just like, imagine your Guru Maharaj comes here, and he says he wants some water. Oh yeah, Maharaj, go get it. Huh? He said, no, you said, I'll go find them. You said, don't bother yourself. So when Krishna went looking for the cows, then Brahma, he stole all the cowherd boys. Our Sanatana Goswami said it appeared that he stole all the cowherd boys, but actually Krishna made some Maya cowherd boys that Lord Brahma stole. And then Krishna came back and he saw all the cowherd boys are gone. All the calves are gone, all the cowherd boys are gone. He said, if I go home like this, I'll get in big trouble. So then he expanded himself as all those different cowherd boys. Whatever their age or their color, whatever clothes they were, everything exactly the same. If they have some funny mark on the forehead, that mark also was there. If some cowherd boy had a funny habit of going like this, then that Krishna became like that also. And all the calves expanded exactly the same color as all the calves. Whoever had spots, whoever had tilak on the forehead, whoever had stars on the forehead, whatever color they were, red, black, white, yellowish, whatever, everything exactly the same. And then he came home. And Krishna's expansions were so perfect that even their mothers couldn't tell, this is not my child. Now I ask the mothers here, do you think you can't recognize your own child? There may be 200 kids playing in the schoolyard. One of them cries. Immediately that one's mother knows, that's my kid, she runs. But even the mothers couldn't understand, this is not my child. Krishna wanted to bestow a special benediction on them, because they were all so enamored of Nanda Lala. And they all wanted, they saw Mother Yasoda feeding him from her breast. They all wanted to do this. So every gopi in Gokul got to feed Krishna from their breast. Krishna gives special mercy on everyone. And all the cows, because you see, as soon as you go to the Goshala in Mayapur or Vrindavan, what happens first? The cow comes with her nose, She can tell, So the cows, they know their calf. Even by their smell, they know the calf. But even the cows couldn't understand, this is not my real calf. Krishna's expansions were so perfect. And I met one Pandit in Vrindavan. He told me in one of the Puranas, it tells about how Krishna, he took the form of Lord Brahma, and he took the form of Brahma, yes. He went to the Brahmalok, and he told all the residents there, this Nakli Brahma is coming, you don't let him come. Because he knew that if Brahma goes there to Brahmalok, just like as soon as you're GBC or temple president, they go to a meeting, then it's over. The big sign, don't disturb. And meetings, we have a great sage in America named Murphy. He says a meeting is an event where minutes are kept and hours are lost. So he knows if Brahma goes back to Brahmaloka, then somebody will come to this problem in our universe and this and that and so many things. And then all the Braj pastimes will go out of sync. So he went there, took the form of Lord Brahma, said, this Nakli Brahma is coming, don't let him come. So Brahma came there, he couldn't enter Brahmalokas. So he came back after, for him was one moment. But on the earth, almost a year had passed. And during that, toward the end of the year, very interesting scene was there. Because Krishna was so expert in this thing that even Balaram didn't understand what happened. But one day they were at Govardhan Hill herding the calves, and the cowherd men were up on top of the hill with the cows. And the cows looked down and they saw their calves. They just ran with their legs stretched out backwards and forwards, and then together and backwards and forwards, and milk bags going ka-choon, ka-choon, and they ran down the hill to see their calves. And immediately began giving them milk. And all the cowherdmen said, no, 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 they'll drink all the milk. Just like sometimes we had pujaris in Braj, they tell us that, the calf got loose and drank all the milk. There's no milk for Thakurji's boat today. So all the cowherdmen became very upset. Now they'll drink all the milk and all the milk will be gone. They came running down the hill. But as soon as they saw their children, they just forgot about everything. And they just took their sons on their laps and began to smell their heads and caress them. And Balaram, he took Kanhaiya aside and he said, Kanhaiya, what's going on here? I thought all these cowherd boys were great sages and demigods, but now it looks like they're all you. And Kanhaiya, he said, yeah. And then he explained everything to Lord Bacha. So after a full year went by, for Brahma it was just one moment, but on earth it was 1 year. So here we even have this theory of relativity that was came up by our Einstein. So thousands of years before, Bhagavatam was always talking about this. So Brahma came back, was a moment for him, but a whole year went by. And he saw all the calves and cowherd boys are there, playing with Krishna. Then by his dristi, he looked, he saw the ones that he kept under his mystic potency asleep, they're still there. In fact, just not far from our temple, say, because Brahmaji, he was saying, say or wahi. Way or say. The village became known as Say. Nearby there he decided to do tests, and at this Say he was thinking, way or say or way. So then suddenly Krishna, all of those cowherd boys became four-handed Vishnu forms. And thousands of living entities and so many sadhus and rishis and brahmins were dancing all around them and singing each one like this. And Lord Brahma saw was expanded without limit. And with his four heads, he was just totally confused. He just was standing there, completely stunned. And then Krishna wound up the whole thing. And Lord Brahma, he saw Krishna standing there, just like 1 year before. He has some chipped rice, yogurt, and Bhagavatam says phalam, fruit. But the Brijbasis told me there's a special tree in Braj. If you've ever been to Raval and you've climbed up on a roof, there's a tree growing out of the dome there. Doesn't have a single leaf on it, just very thin green twigs and very, very sharp thorns. This we call karil. In fact, the Brijbasis, they say, Kata buro karil ko or bararoti gam, chunki or sahajike kam. He said, first thorn, kata buro karil ko, this is karil. Twigs and thorns. Kata buro karil ko or bararoti gam. Just like here, the sun is very hot, but there's so much haze and dust in the air. But during rainy season, there's no more dust or haze or anything. And the rays of the sun come down just like the arrows that Lord Ramachandra was shooting at the 14,000 Rakshasas. Just stings. The Brishbasis, they call that, just like we say badal, but they say butter. Butter roti gam. Gam means dupe. Huh? So in the rainy season, there's butter roti gam. It just stings. You can't tolerate it. Huh? Sot buri chungi, like Dasarath, he took a Soteli wife. If you take another wife in the presence of your first wife, that will also get you in big trouble. Sot buri chungi or sahajike kam, doing business in partnership. So, but this Karil, just before Kartik, beautiful little reddish orange flowers, just sprays of these flowers. Looks just like a fountain of reddish orange flowers. Then the flowers go off and little tiny berries come. This we call tenti. Tenti. The Brishvasis, they say Kabul ka mewa or Braj ka tenti. So, and sometimes they make it, and most of the time they make it into very nice achar, tenti achar. When we're in Braj Prikama, we're just begging for rotis and tenti achar. If you ever eat at a Vrishvasi's house and there's this achar there that looks like big peas, big butter achar, it's actually tenti. So the Vrishvasis told me that this is their favorite thing, chipped rice, yogurt, and tenti. So this is the vision that Lord Brahma saw. Krishna was standing with a lump of chipped rice, yogurt, and this tenti achar, and between his blue lotus fingers, this yellow mustard oil is dripping. This is what Lord Brahma saw. So then he offered so many prayers to Krishna. So many, many more than Indra. Indra also got in trouble with Govardhan Hill. But with just a few prayers, Krishna was satisfied. But with Brahma, he offered many more prayers, and still Krishna was very silent. Because Indra, his offense, brought Krishna and all the Brishvasis together. But Brahma's offense, he took all the Brishvasis away from Krishna. So this was a great grave. Brahma didn't know if he was. So then all the copper boys and calves, they again bowed down, begged forgiveness from Krishna, and went back to Brahmalok, and all the copper boys, and went home with Krishna and all the calves, like that. So these are all wonderful pastimes of Braj.
What is Chomoha then?
Huh?
Chomoha?
Chomoha. Oh, there's a place when you're coming to Vrindavan from Delhi, just before you get to Vrindavan turnoff, there's a village called Chomoha. Because when Brahma came to beg forgiveness from Krishna, he walked through that village, and all the villagers said, "Ye Chomoha wali kaun hai?" Ye Chomoha wali kaun hai? So that village became known as Chomoha. And just nearby, there's Brahmachari. If you know where to look across the fields, you'll see there's a big housing complex that's come up there. And, somehow a shopping center that never happened, luckily. And you'll see way in the distance this bunch of trees and a little white building. That's where Brahma begged forgiveness from Krishna. It's called Brahmachari. The very beautiful temple of Lord Brahma is there. And now they have a nice road that goes there. Before it was just a little dirt road. You had to know where to go. So anyway, it's getting a little late. We have to go to the airport today and leave all the wonderful devotees here. We had a very wonderful time To be with all of you was so nice. Definitely will come back again. So we'll end with a very nice Braj Kirtan. And this is dancing. We can dance? Just sitting, all right. It's hard to just sit.
We can dance.
Dr. Devakar is
Only down.
No,
Okay. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Shyama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Radhe. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pavana Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Dham, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Dham, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Vihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Sada Vihari. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Vihari Lal. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Govinda Govinda gaoge, prema padarata gaoge. Govinda Govinda gaoge. पदार्थ पाओगे। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। मानसी गंगा श्री हरि देव गिरिवरधारी की परिक्रमा दे। मानसी गंगा श्री हरि देव गिरिवरधारी की परिक्रमा दे। मानसी गंगा श्री हरि देव गिरिवरधारी की परिक्रमा दे। गिरिवरधारी की जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। कुंड कुंड में क्षण तरे अपना जीवन सफल करे। कुंड कुंड में क्षण तरे अपना जीवन कुंड कुंड में क्षण तरे अपना जीवन सफल करे। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Shri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Revealer of the Holy Dham, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Sri Ram. Hare Krishna. Bahut dhanyavad. So if anybody has any questions,